We are a software SaaS-based company. Great power comes a great responsibility. It is not an information security's office job.
How do you secure such kind of a massive, diverse, and real-time functional data flows?
Cybersecurity, unfortunately, there's no silver bullet to a solution. To give you certain numbers, we handle more than 500 due diligence a year.
As a CISO and a DPO, now how do you balance data protection with the business need of this domain? Because they both have to go hand in hand.
You need to have a effective business moving.
DPDP rules 2025 and notified, right? What major shifts do you foresee happening because of this notification coming in?
It's one of the most hot topics.
What would be the most misunderstood aspect of cybersecurity inside the FinTech industry, let's say in India itself? What do you think?
I would answer it in general based on my limited experience.
If you could implement one cybersecurity regulation, or a best practice across India's FinTech ecosystem, because how deeply you are kind of engaging with this, what would that be? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cyber Suraksha Dialogues, presented by Velox Media. Today, we are joined by Mr. Mohit Srivastava. He's the CISO and DPO of Perfios Software Solutions Private Limited. Mohit, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you.
If you can start with, let's say, a brief introduction into Perfios. I think it's a very significant company, and we would love to know, our audience would love to know a bit more about it. So over to you.
Sure, Mohit, and thanks for having me here today. So Perfios we are a software SaaS-based company headquartered in Mumbai and having a corporate center in Bangalore. We are into the industry from almost now 16 plus years, having 1,000 plus customers, 15 plus geographies we cater to, largely into BFSI. We have multiple offerings when it comes to risk, KYC, fraud, privacy. We recently have added a new product line on the consent manager with DPDP coming into it. So that's the company is headed by our CEO, Mr. Sabyasachi Goswami. And this is where it is. We have always been categorized as a category creator. The products which today you see in the market were even ideated by our founders, Mr. Govi and D-Chak, Mr. Govindachar and Devashish Chakravarti. We call them by love by D-Chak and Govi. That's
quite catchy. Plus, at the same time, I think it was quite a humble introduction for a company which is India's largest SaaS-based fintech software solutions company, right? I'm sure the kind of work that you and the team are doing is much more significant as well as sensitive. I think that's the right term to allocate with the kind of work you guys are doing, right?
Significant, yes. Sensitive for sure. So to put it across, so today you name the financial organization, we would be working with them, right? And I want to quote one dialogue from one of the Spider-Man movies. It says, like, with great power comes a great responsibility, right? So if the industry has shown that confidence on us, the responsibility now shifts on
100%.
to us, how we cater to them.
Yeah.
And that's where we could garner that confidence from our customers. And that was, and I would thank all my customers today and the regulators, that the way they showcased, and we could at least instill that confidence in them, that how we cater to their data, how we cater to their data,
right.
How we manage the information they are instilling. So you could understand, we are in the BFSI, all money, it's a money market,
absolutely.
right? It's kind of swarmed with all PII information across. So information with us remains the top priority. Cybersecurity remains the undercurrent. All our offerings across remains our buttress on the security offerings, and that's where we have taken that confidence from the customer,
which makes your job more and more important.
Yes,
risk managing, right?
Indeed. So few people do say that you must be getting sleepless nights. So but I think the work gets easy when cybersecurity becomes a culture of the organization, right? It is not an information security's office job. In Perfios, it's categorically and very clearly been defined that it is not one team's one person job. It is all our job. And as I mentioned earlier, it is the undercurrent on which our products are built up. This any release, any product going into production, going to customer, goes through so many thorough checks at every layer. Second, the best support which I get from the management is about the strong governance which we work in. So we call ourselves the operating system of the BFSI, and there is a thought to it, because operating systems are the things where you build over and above. We let our customer to remain carefree on the thought that, okay, if the Perfios is with us, then we are safe enough with the data which we are kind of passing on to. So coming back to my the support from my management, we have a very strong governance layer. All the risks are proactively identified. To that extent, the CEO himself has a view on whatever risk today we kind of underwrite upon. That's really important. That's not only with cybersecurity, across the board. So this is the confidence which we are building on.
Thanks, Mohit, for the introduction. We'll quickly jump into some very precise questions. Right now, Perfios as a company processes more than 8.2 billion data points annually, right? And that even for India's major banks. How do you secure such kind of a massive, diverse, and real-time functional data flows, in the organization?
Okay, so cybersecurity, unfortunately, there's no silver bullet to a solution, right? Cybersecurity, if I go with my thought process, I go by books, and cybersecurity something is so serious to us, we do not experiment with that.
I don't think
there are principles, we stick by that. And I just touch base upon few. People, process, technology, we do not leave single layer around that. I will touch base with technology. Security does not come cheap, right? Okay. You need to have, we invest in best of the breed technology today, be it on the tech stack or be it on the cybersecurity stack. On the governance stack, we ensure we follow a line of defense concept, very strong line of defense we have, and the defense in depth principle being followed. Now, to exemplify, anything which is getting implemented has to go through a list of checks and balances, zero exceptions around it. And any means till date I have not seen any exception being signed off that, okay, this is, we are kind of writing underwriting the risk. No, sorry, not done. Because as I mentioned earlier, it's a customer data for me.
Yes.
On the technology front, I'll come to the process front. Today, Perfios happens to be ahead of the curve in the segment. We are ISO 27001. We are ISO 27701 certified. We are a CSA level star level 2. We are SOC 2 type 2. And soon we are going to be AIMS certified as well. You name it, we have it, kind of a cybersecurity posture we have. And that's the compliances we just follow just to ensure, to give this confidence to my customer that, okay, it's not just on papers, it is also vetted by the third-party
agencies.
To give you certain numbers, we handle more than 500 due diligence a year. That's
massive.
That's massive, and there's a team which takes care of this. There's an army of team who keeps doing it without single observation from any of the customer. That's now that I feel proud of that.
Sure.
On the people side, every person getting into the organization undergoes thorough cybersecurity training, awareness. There's a complete team who does that, ensuring. Now, people, process, technology, we are not leaving any point untouched. So, yeah.
Well, that makes, as I said, you sure you don't get sleepless nights?
I do not. As I said, just because it is a part of the culture, I need not to think that, okay, what my product team would be doing or what my different support function would be doing. It's part of the culture.
That kind of assures you
Yeah.
how the things are implemented and secured as well. I think that's the key value which you're seeing.
Exactly.
Great. Mohit, as a CISO and a DPO, now how do you balance data protection with the business need of this domain? Because they both have to go hand in hand.
Indeed, there is no way out where you can see two things in silos.
Absolutely.
You need to have a effective business moving. You need to have a secure security going on. I just try to give by drawing a parallel. Uh, if I today give you a Ferrari, and Ferrari being your business, would you run your Ferrari or drive your Ferrari without having a brakes in it?
Not at all.
You can't, right? So I pose a question to everyone: what does a brake does? The first response come: it stops the car. My counter question is: no, it leads you go faster. Till that time, you don't have confidence on your brakes. You cannot put pressure on the accelerator, right? That's where the security comes in. It prevents you where you have to
Kind of add the
stop,
confidence.
right? That's the confidence I have to give to my management, right? We are an enabler function. We are not a disabler function.
Interesting.
So we have to give this confidence to my product, to my management, to my that I'm there. Go ahead, go put the brakes, put the full throttle on,
Yeah.
right? And obviously, I will keep giving you those blinkers. You're
Of
going
course.
above 80, going above
Yeah.
90. so that's how the security works.
Really
So
interesting.
it does not give me sleepless night because it is the part of the culture. We balance it out, and we balance it out very well, uh, because organization has always thought through that security is not an afterthought. It's not a band-aid you put upon things,
Right.
right?
Right.
It has
It's
to be
something which is there
imbibed at the very ab initio and has to be baked in at every step.
every step. That's
Then only
correct.
you can be of confident the product, and when I say product, I'm product using this in a general term, going out is safe and secure.
Right.
And this is where the confidence gets built in.
Impressive. Great. Mohit, coming on to the compliance side of things. Now, DPDP rules 2025 and notified, right? What major shifts do you foresee happening because of this notification coming in?
Oh, it's one of the most hot topic, and something we are also contemplating on
Sure,
how
I'm sure.
we are. There's a team, complete legal team, and everyone who is assessing the implications of it. First of all, I'm really thankful to the ministry and the regulators who actually made this a reality, which was need of the hour. Because with us going ahead to different geographies, there was a required that India should have certain
Of course.
regulations around it. Coming to the implications, there would be a major shift which I foresee on the way the data being shared between a data fiduciary and a data principal largely. And second, what we see is the consent management piece. Now today, you buy a SIM card, and even if you don't give your number to anyone, from after a few days from now you'll start getting calls, right? How is that
It's
happening?
there, yeah.
Is there already in the market, right? So that's the challenge where the ring fencing was
Right.
required, and consent management has to be in place. I don't know whether you are aware or not. Perfios has launched a product of itself, a consent manager. By the way, we were already there. It's nothing new for us.
Mhm.
We have a company which is Anumati, who does the consent manager, but that for the BFSI segment altogether. So we are not new to it. We have been handling data
Something that
already into geographies which already had these compliances. So Perfios again was is ahead of the curve.
Mhm.
We launched this product, and we have been kind of in discussion with many organizations where we feel that it can be one of the key paraphernalias where they can manage it. uh, these are the two things which I foresee getting shaped up. We still have some time to kind of finalize on
Of
things,
course, of course.
but yes, data sharing between data principal and data fiduciary would change largely,
In the
because we
coming
have
time.
seen customers reaching out to us already. They want certain additions and things like this. So yeah.
And I think it's a good thing that the customer side of this whole value chain is actually thinking about this as well, right?
Yes, and we are kind of playing a very consultative role with them,
Hmm.
because we have seen it
Of
happening
course.
and
Yeah.
we have been following it all together. So we are not only kind of receiving, we are also kind of sharing our
Yeah.
intellect and intelligence, whatever we can.
Right. And witnessing this in multiple geographies, I think that also gives you a very subjective perspective of looking into, how does this kind of a thing works, or if compliance works in what geography, right?
Yes, indeed. I want to touch base upon. So we have presence in, as I mentioned, in multiple
Yeah.
geographies.
Yeah.
Every geography has its own requirement. They have a law of the land, be it on the privacy front. In Perfios, we follow unified privacy framework. We imbibe the requirements from these
Hmm.
regulations. We have created a framework and we have implemented. So for us, DPDP was already kind of being there. It is a delta which
Yeah.
we imbibed. So that's how we
Great.
today cater to.
That's good. Now, Mohit, since the kind of veteran you are in this domain, and I'm sure you're looking at the industry from a very broadened side of things as well. What would be the most misunderstood aspect of cybersecurity inside the fintech industry? Let's say in India itself. What do you think?
Uh, no, so this could be in. I would answer it in general,
Yeah.
uh,
Okay.
based on my limited experience, not specific to
Which
Perfios.
is which is still quite vast.
We could be higher, exactly. So see, infosec has been seen as a gatekeeper many a times, right? It's
Right.
a very I know people would say, okay, you go to infosec, they would say no, don't do this. No, infosec does not work that way. Infosec is not a gatekeeper, it goes hand in hand. It's a strategic area.
Yeah.
In my previous stint in my previous organization, I could see infosec from not even being in top 10 cyber risk moving to top 3. That's
Really,
how it
that's
happened.
surprising.
There were multiple variables to it. There were multiple reasoning to it. COVID led to one of the things, plus compliance support from different regulators, which actually lead to. So the unfortunate part is security being seen as the gatekeeper. No, they are not. They go hand in hand. It is imbibed part
Hmm.
of it. Safety, security is part of your whole journey. So that's what I have seen. But it, as I said, it's a very open-ended response, not very specific to a company, and especially not with the Perfios for sure.
Another one on the similar lines, Mohit. If you could implement one cybersecurity regulation,
Hmm.
or a best practice
Hmm.
across India's fintech ecosystem, because how deeply you're kind of engaging with this, what would that be?
A topic very close to my heart. See, Perfios, as I mentioned, we cater to banks, and I'll try to explain you by the complexity.
Please.
We
Yeah.
work with banks, we work with insurance companies, NBFCs, and many regulated entities. We do not fall under a regulation per se,
Hmm.
but we do follow all the regulations because our customers are all REs.
Yeah.
Now, for me, this is a very heterogeneous environment now, right?
Agreed.
Today, and we call it ourselves as I said, operating systems or tech fins rather than a fintech.
Fintech.
Tech, yeah, we enable our
Wow.
customers. So today, there is a need to have one homogeneous cybersecurity policy in the India, which I can imbibe to, which dictates this is the
Hmm.
minimum baseline requirement,
Right.
which my customers also can derive a confidence. Okay, if the organization is following this,
Following this.
it is somewhere at certain maturity
Yeah. Yeah.
altogether. uh, Banking being asking about the banking, and for obvious reasons, obviously regulate, and these are regulators not are
Hmm.
not interconnected or not. So SEBI having their own policy. So you, if you see of after in previous few years, you would see many policies being or regulations coming out.
Yeah.
This remains something which needs to homogenize. There is some work still going on, though I think it's largely on the table, and on the thoughts.
Yet to
It
come on
has
the
to
ground.
be, yeah, it has to be finalized in a shape and form and to be rolled out. Obviously, we also need to think through that who's going to own that policy as a regulator, because as I
That's
said,
the main.
we it's
Who's
falling
gonna
under the
take the
no man's land.
accountability? Right.
So, but this is something which is need of the hour for the industry. Now, what's this gonna happen from the customer side? It's going to give them a confidence.
Right.
Second, from us, it will become compliance light.
Great.
Today we are very compliance heavy,
Yeah.
right? We are delivering, and we have been delivering well, right? But it's an army of people doing the same job,
Exactly.
for both, for every segment, every industry, every regulator. This is something which I think should be.
And yet you see the industry as a whole still has to reach, that point.
Exactly.
Not most of the
Exactly.
players are there.
That's correct.
Makes sense. Mohit, I think this will be one of my last question, and that's where we want to humanize Mohit, right? You're managing such a important, sensitive role, right? Now, what is a day in the life of a CISO, Mohit Srivastava, who's working at a unicorn fintech in a country like India, managing 18 countries? How does that look like?
So
let's
okay.
humanize Mohit.
It's an interesting question. If you see myself, my approach remains very structured and methodical in a day, like starting a day with I have a notebook of my own. And I'm still, though coming from a digital
Wow.
company and a thing, I still feel like it's just writing it over with a piece of
That
pen
can
and
be
paper.
controversial, huh?
Yeah, but that's my call, right? That's personal. So we see, in a typical CISO's life, it's very usual. We follow very calendarized approach, and we stick to the plans what organization and the department or my board has given to me. That the terms and the dictation which I have been receiving from my the management, we have to stick to it. My role remains to operationalize that. See, I played the bridge role between the top bosses
Right.
and the team on the ground, right? How to convert that into something to be executed on the ground,
An
and how, and
actionable manner.
ensuring that my business does not get impacted.
Yeah.
Second, putting a risk cap always on, right? You have to think whatever action's been taken, there's a underlying risk to it. So on a funny note, whenever it's been said, some my friends say, whenever we discuss in general with you start talking about the risk, that this could go wrong, that this
Correct.
could have been.
Always have that thing on,
that
in
that
your
has
mind.
ingrained in my character.
Correct, I'm sure.
So these two things which we always plan to, and we follow, as a person, I do.
Great, interesting, discussion, Mohit. Any, just for our young audience who are now kind of, trying to, further themselves into this domain, is there any textbook or any author that you want to suggest to them?
There's a book I was kind of just reading about a week back, The Future Crimes. It's largely
Future Crimes.
and that's on the cybersecurity, and that they have mentioned how the
Wow.
cybersecurity is going to evolve. Today, with digitization, I would say the digitization has given a paraphernalia to every one of us, that it is empowering us, but also opening many new risks.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
So you have got to understand on what are the aspects on it. So on the books, probably something, my taste on the books remains very different, but what I want to touch base to the young audience is, you have a temperament, right? Temperament towards identifying or reading between the lines and identifying the reefs. Delve deep into things, then only you can assess a risk.
Correct.
Understand, right? Anything very superficial becomes no use for anyone, not for you, nor for anyone.
Right.
So this what I have been trying to kind of guide, if I could, whatever the limited experience I have with, to the new folks coming in.
Oh, great, Mohit. Thanks for sharing that insight as well. Thanks for sharing your opinions as well. And I think it was a great discussion. Great session we've had, Mohit. Thanks a lot again. Thanks for giving us the time. Thanks for being with us. And we look forward to to dwell much deeper into this domain with you sometime in the future.
For sure, I'll be more than happy to do that.
Great.
Thanks
again.
Bye.